I've been able to score not just one, but 2 offices for free for my practice. I'm not talking about working from home. So let me tell you how I made this happen. I can tell you when I first got started in private practice, I probably made the worst mistake possible when it comes to office space. And I was really excited to get started. I was really anxious to get going. So I took the first deal that came along. So let me tell you that story so you can learn from my mistakes. So one of my first events for marketing, I did a health expo in my area, and I met the owner of a wellness center who was expanding her business. And so she offered me the opportunity for rental space in her wellness building. And I thought about it. I was like, okay, I checked it out. I looked at it. It was beautiful. It seemed perfect, the vibe that I was going for. So I signed on the dotted line. I signed a 6-month lease, and the rent was $500 a month. Now, that's pretty high. And at the time, I was still working my full-time job. So it seemed like I could afford it. I could swing it. But truth is, I would have to come up with a lot of clients in a short period of time just to cover the rent for my office, not to mention making a profit from it. Well, as the time went on and several months went by, it turned out that the owner of the building was just getting her business going, and we were all trying to get clients from each other, and none of us had our own clients. So there wasn't a lot of clientele to say coming through the building, and I really had a hard time building up my business. And then close to the end of the 6-month mark, the owner decided to close her business. So she offered me a lower rate for the last couple of months, but then I was wondering, what was I supposed to do for office space? Fast forward to February, 6 months into my excursion as private practice, I had a couple of clients under my belt, but I still wasn't making a profit yet. Well, turns out my first opportunity for free office space came out of that very situation. In the very same building of this wellness center, the other side of it was a small family-owned pharmacy. And just by chance, they were looking for a dietitian to help teach their diabetes education classes. And I'm a diabetes educator. That's what I specialize in. So they made an offer to me to help teach their diabetes classes in exchange for providing me free office space, because they knew my situation. I was losing an office. So they said, well, here's a situation. You could work for us for free, but we'll give you office space. And it seemed like a really great situation. Well, I didn't have to think too hard about it because it was the same location. I didn't have to change my address. And I also got the bonus of having a steady stream of client referrals that came from the diabetes class. So it was a win-win-win all around. It was a great situation. And the other bonus of the location, that it was a little bit outside of the city that I lived in, so it gave me another address where I could see clients in a more rural location. That's not my only story of getting free office space. I had ideas to kind of go back to where the city where I was living in, the third biggest city in North Carolina, and that's Greensboro at the time. So I wanted to find a location right in the city because there was plenty of people there. So what I did was that I went to my gym where I normally go every single day. I was really well known there. I was a member and had good relationships with the staff and the owner. And I set up a meeting with the owner, and we talked about what kind of services I could provide, what kind of classes I might be able to teach, because I told him I was looking for an office situation. And so he agreed to provide me a free office space in exchange for teaching monthly classes. And it worked out really well because it was a different kind of clientele. They weren't diabetic clients. They were clients that were into fitness and weight loss and body composition. And it was a familiar environment. And it was very close to my house, just like a few miles down the street, 6 miles. So it was very convenient, and it was right in the middle of the metro area. So there was just a lot of bonuses to it. In fact, I even was allowed to kind of set up marketing tables on a monthly basis. I could stand there and kind of introduce myself and get in front of the members. And then the member classes were really fun. Those were done in the spin room, and I would pick topics like metabolism or weight loss or body composition and really target towards the members of the gym. So they were getting great exposure because I was bringing in clients from other areas into my office at the gym where they would get to see the gym when they came in, and they might decide they wanted to join. But I also was able to use the facilities of the gym, really keep fitness on the top of my recommendation list for clients. And I had access to their InBody scale, which, if you're familiar with the InBody scale, it's quite an expensive piece of equipment to purchase on your own. But since the gym had one, I was allowed to use it with my clients. So it really was another win-win-win. Not only did I have 2 locations, one in the city and one outside of the city, more in the country, there was no cost to have either of them. So it was a huge savings on overhead for me, and it really helped get my business profitable. So before you decide on leasing office space, definitely check out the options that are available in your area. If I had done more research and not been in such a rush, I could have saved thousands of dollars in my first year in private practice. Just the idea never occurred to me to approach local business owners or places where I was familiar to inquire about office space for free. I just had it in my mind that I would be renting office space, so I was looking for rentals. And since I've moved out into a rural area again, I currently have another office share opportunity. Even though I do work primarily from home doing telehealth, I have an arrangement with the local food co-op where an office share is available if needed. So far, I haven't needed it, but if the need were to ever arise, I have another opportunity to do an in-person meeting with local clients for no cost. I want to encourage you to go forth on your quest to locate low-cost or no-cost office space, even if office leasing is high in your area. You may just find the perfect arrangement that gets your practice off and running. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to catch the latest video here. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos on private practice and being self-employed as a dietitian.